Hi there, welcome to this Q&A with me, Dave Granger. This is where I take the time to answer all those questions and emails that you guys have kindly taken the time to send in regarding everything you need to know about survival. So of course, as always, with help from the main man Luke here on the camera. Say hello, Luke.
Hello again.
Let's crack on.
Okay, right. Yeah, we've got quite a few questions.
Brilliant, let's have it.
Right. Martin Murphy.
Martin.
He writes, is the pen mightier than the machete?
Good question, Martin.
That's not really survival, is it?
It isn't. Right, it depends what sort of situation you find yourself in, Martin. If you're in the woods and you need to build a den, pen probably won't come in handy. The machete, however, is perfect for cutting down trees, bark, branches and vines. If you need to write a letter, of course, that's where the machete...
It doesn't mean it literally, does it? It's a metaphor. Pen
just trying to say if you've got a big bit of paper, you can carve words with a machete.
Okay, right, moving on. Stuart Strahan writes, how many times in your career have you found yourself fending off a badger?
Oh, good question, Stuart. Good question. Funny enough, it has actually happened to me, but I will just say this. I do not condone danger or harm to badgers in any way. I love them. They are my friends. But yeah, one time, alone in a country lane. Good animals, though. Good animals.
You still like them after one attacked you?
Okay. Michelle Perrott writes, how long does it take you to grow that tash?
I've always had it, Michelle. Always had it. Thanks for the question.
Okay. Trevor Dermody writes, when are you going to make your ex-SAS?
Ex-SAS. Do you think I'm ex-SAS, Trevor?
You're not, are you?
That's not what he's asking.
Yeah, but you're not ex-SAS.
Well, he's asking me when I'm going to admit.
Yeah, so why don't you tell him you're not?
What else is there?
Sam Milner writes, is Ramirez gay?
Good question.
Alright, okay. Gavin J. Ines writes, in a world full of moustaches, we'll start it again. Okay. In a world full of moustaches, it's a thin line between iconic survival expert and rampant gayer. What's your advice about getting the right tash?
What's gay about moustaches? We've got one here from Les Kenny Green. Now you're talking, Les Kenny Green. What does your favourite knife look like? Oh, it's two questions. And what's your favourite type of fire? Well, my favourite knife is a big knife. The Bowie knife is my preference. Small, easy on the hip, good for anything. Real cracking knife, the sharper the better. And that's my favourite type of fire, a hot one.
What other types of fires are there?
There's loads of types of fires. There's a light fire, heat fire, and cooking fire. Question here from Alexandra London Thompson. What makes Lisa so special? Question here from David Morris. Do you find that alcohol is conducive to survival in the wilderness? What sort of liquor do you recommend taking along for a lone excursion into the woods? You shouldn't need to rely on liquor in the wilderness, but it does help. You can use it to clean wounds, it's good for cooking and aiding hydration. Whiskey. Mark Trevor Bennett asks, do you believe that badgers will one day inherit the earth? Another badger question. Interesting, Mark. Although they are very intelligent animals, I don't think so. They've not yet learnt to drive a car, so how can they, run the government? Right, moving on. Okay, is it true that you can get water from a sheep's eyeball? Gareth William asks. Gareth, it is true. You can suck it to get liquids out. It's not just a sheep though, any animal will do, even people. What's this? Bear Grylls and Ray Mears are two of TV's most celebrated survival experts. Why aren't you? That's rude, Sean.
Alright, okay.
Is it true that you do so much work for charities that you're no longer allowed to work for charities? Oh,
I don't remember seeing that one there.
It's just here. Yes, that is true. That is true. I have done a lot of work for charity, so I can't do any more, basically.
Oh, how's that work?
Because I've earned them too much money, and it's become a tax issue. They've got to.
What?
Is it true you saved loads of kids from a burning building?
Right, again,
Yes, that is true.
That wasn't written down there, was
It's
it?
here. I can read it with my own eyes. I'll read it to you again. Is it true that you've saved loads of kids from a burning building? Yes, I have. Loads of them. But I wanted it out of the news because it's just not my thing. I don't like to court that publicity. Right.
Why are you doing videos then if you don't like publicity?
Family, divorce, don't talk about that, that's any business. So that is it, there we are. Well, thank you all ever so much for taking the time to send in these emails and questions. I value your support more than you'll ever know. Thanks ever so much. Thanks for watching this Q&A with me, Dave Granger. Adios.